The raid on Santorini took place on 24 April 1944 as part of the Mediterranean campaign in World War II. It was conducted by the British Special Boat Service against the mixed German and Italian garrison on the island of Santorini, Thera, in the Aegean Sea. The raid was made in tandem with similar operations at the islands of Ios, Mykonos and Amorgos that aimed to destroy Axis naval observation posts and radio stations on the Cycladic Islands. Background: during the winter of 1943, the Germans had secured their control of the Aegean archipelago. In spring 1944, they still maintained appreciable garrisons on Greek isles. The British wished to maintain a secondary front in the Aegean. Therefore, after the fall of Kos and Leros, the Middle East HQ issued orders to the SBS Special Forces Unit to attack the garrisons of occupied Greek islands such as Santorini. Raid. On April 19, a group of 19 commandos under Major Anders Lassen sailed from their hideout in Balisu, Turkey aboard 2 schooners. After a 3-day voyage that included intermediate stops in Cerna and Enidros, the group landed on an easterly beach near Cape Colombo on the night of 22 to 23. They marched towards the village of Vourvalis and after contacting the locals, the group hid in a nearby cave. The 2 schooners sought shelter in the nearby Christiana Islands, southwest of Santorini. One member of the group of commandos was the Greek Lieutenant Stefan Kasiuli. Greek. Sigma Tau Epsilon Phi Alpha Nu Omicron Sigma Kappa Alpha Zeta Omicron Upsilon Lambda Lambda Eta Sigma. On April 23, Kasiuli was guided by locals to the capital Thera to gather intelligence. Based on Kasiuli's information, Lassen decided to divide his forces into 3 detachments. The first would attack the barracks in Thera. The second would head to the residence of the German commanding officer, Lieutenant Hess, in Thera and attempt to capture him, while the third would target the radio station in Imruvigli. This radio had a long range and served as a relay supporting communications between Athens and Crete. The 0 hour for the attack was set to 00:45 of April 24 and the 3 detachments were led to their targets by local guides. The barracks were located in the center of Thera, on the second floor of a building that housed a bank. The attackers came from 2 different directions and in spite of barking dogs, they managed to surprise the 40-strong garrison and eliminate most of them. During the attack, Kasiuli received a shot in the chest and died immediately. Sergeant Frank Kingston was also shot in the abdomen and succumbed to his wounds a few hours later. The attack against the German commanding officer was unsuccessful as he and a few others managed to flee unscathed. The building housing the radio installation was blown up with time bombs. The commandos escaped using their 2 schooners, taking with them some of the locals who had helped them. Reprisals. On April 29, German reinforcements from the island of Milos surrounded Vourvalis. They amassed all local men aged 14 and older and threatened them with reprisals if they did not reveal those who helped the commandos. A few villagers admitted their involvement and were sent to the firing squad. In all, a total of 5 men, among them the village mayor, were executed. It is unclear why the rest of the villages and the village itself was spared. It has been claimed that this was the result of a letter written to Lieutenant Hess by Lassen, warning him that his name was known to the Allies who would hold him accountable for any reprisals. He ordered, a monument commemorating the victims has been erected in Vourvalis. Aftermath. 2 commandos died in the operation and 5 civilians were shot in reprisal. Another 13 civilians from Imruvigli who were hoping to sack German provisions in the radio building died when the explosives installed in it went off. The number of German casualties was around 40 and 19 were taken prisoners. Due to its violence, the operation became known as Lassen's bloodbath. This and similar operations forced the German General Kleemann to instruct his troops that they were living in an enemy country, and reinforced the Aegean garrisons by 4,000 men. These forces remained tied down in place for the rest of the war, being deprived from other fronts where they were mostly needed. In August 1944, Casuli was posthumously awarded the Greek Cross of Valor. See also: Raid on Sumi. Lieutenant Stefan Casuli.